Dr. Vexthal's primary manipulator trembled as he prepared the standard Galactic Academy inoculation serum. In his 40 cycles of teaching xenobiology, he had never encountered a student quite like the human girl sitting before him. Zara Chen was her name. 16 standard years old according to her file, though Vexthal struggled to comprehend how such a young creature from Earth, a class II in Deathworld, had been approved for enrollment at the prestigious Andromeda Science Institute. The application review board must have lost their collective minds. "This won't hurt," Vexthal assured her, his translator unit rendering his chittering into her primitive language. "Standard disease prevention protocol. Every new student receives it." Zara nodded, rolling up her sleeve with practiced ease. Her skin was unmarred, smooth, deceivingly fragile-looking. Vexthal had read the reports about human durability, but seeing one in person made those claims seem like exaggeration. She looked so breakable. The injection took less than a second. Vexthal stepped back, already preparing the observation datapad. Within moments, the serum would integrate with her biology, cataloging her immune responses and creating a baseline for the medical database. Then Zara gasped. Her eyes widened, pupils dilating to an alarming degree. Her skin flushed red, a color that signaled danger across half the known species. She gripped the examination table, knuckles whitening. "Subject showing distress," Vexthal muttered into his recorder, his 4 eyes widening in alarm. "Possible allergic reaction to..." The biomonitors shrieked. Every alarm in the laboratory activated simultaneously. Red warning lights bathed the room in crimson as the automated safety protocols engaged. The reinforced blast doors slammed shut with a thunderous boom that shook the floor panels. Emergency containment fields shimmered into existence around the exits. Vexthal's blood turned to ice as he read the scrolling data on his screens. Impossible, completely impossible. The human's body temperature was spiking. Her heart rate had doubled, then tripled. Adrenaline levels that would kill a Thraxian were flooding her system. Her immune response wasn't just activating, it was going to war. "What is happening?" Zara's voice came out strained, her hands now gripping the table hard enough that the metal creaked. "I feel wrong. Hot. Everything's too bright, too loud." Vexthal's translator could barely keep up with his panicked chittering. "The serum. It's designed to catalog immune responses, but your body, it's treating the scanner proteins as an invasion force. And humans," he suddenly remembered with dawning horror, "came from a world where everything wanted to kill them." Zara's breathing became rapid and shallow. Sweat beaded on her forehead. Through the bioscanner, Vexthal watched in fascinated terror as her immune system didn't just respond, it evolved. In real time. White blood cells mutated, adapted, learned. Her body was reverse engineering the serum, breaking it down, memorizing it, preparing countermeasures. "How are you doing this?" Vexthal whispered, all 4 eyes fixed on the impossible data streaming across his screens. "This level of adaptive immunity, it should take generations, not seconds." Zara looked up at him, and for the first time, Vexthal saw the predator behind those deceptively gentle eyes. "My ancestors survived the Black Death, smallpox, Spanish flu, and COVID-19. You think a space vaccine is going to be the thing that takes us down?" The laboratory's AI, recognizing a potential biological hazard, began pumping sterilization protocols through the ventilation system. Ultraviolet light bathed every surface. Decontamination foam began seeping from wall dispensers, but Zara just sat there riding out the storm inside her body. 10 minutes passed, then 20. Gradually, impossibly, her vitals began to stabilize. The fever broke. Her heart rate decreased to normal. Well, normal for a human, which was still alarming to Vexthal. The red flush faded from her skin, leaving her looking merely tired rather than on death's door. The biomonitor stopped screaming. The alarms fell silent one by one. Vexthal stared at his datapad, mandibles hanging open in shock. The serum was gone, completely metabolized. But more than that, Zara's immune system had created markers for it, cataloged it, stored the information for future reference. She had done in minutes what the serum was supposed to take hours to accomplish, and she'd done it better. "Can I go now?" Zara asked, her voice steady despite the ordeal. "I have quantum mechanics in 20 minutes, and I don't want to be late on my first day." You... Vexthal couldn't form words. "The doors, they sealed. Protocol demands a 6-hour quarantine period after a biological event of this magnitude. Zara glanced at the reinforced blast doors, each one capable of withstanding a direct hit from a plasma cannon. Then she looked back at Vexthal with an expression that might have been amusement. "You know what the scariest thing about humans is, Dr. Vexthal?" she asked, sliding off the examination table and stretching. "It's not that we come from a world where everything is trying to kill us. It's that we got so good at surviving that we got bored and decided to leave." She walked to the door and pressed her hand against the control panel. To Vexthal's astonishment, her biometrics, already updated in the system from the serum integration, were registered as cleared by the safety protocols. The doors opened. Zara paused in the doorway, looking back at the stunned xenobiologist. "Thanks for the vaccine, Doc. See you in class." She left. Vexthal stood alone in his laboratory, surrounded by screaming data that would rewrite entire sections of the galactic medical database. The bioscanner had captured everything. Every mutation, every adaptation, every impossible immune response. He pulled up the human's file again, reading the species classification with new understanding: Homo sapiens. Origin: Earth. Threat level: data expunged by Galactic Council order. Now he understood why. Somewhere in the distance, he could hear the human girl's footsteps echoing down the corridor, heading to her next class as if she hadn't just survived something that would have killed 90% of known species. Dr. Vexthal made a note in his personal log. "Recommend immediate review of all human-related safety protocols. Current measures are woefully inadequate. These creatures don't just survive the impossible, they make it look easy." He paused, then added one final line. "The galaxy has no idea what's coming.